And today we're going to be doing an unboxing and assembling of the Furpezoo all wood end table / doggy kennel. Now I know it's pretty unique because it's all wood, but this is a very high-end dog kennel. It's not like the rattly, noisy, cagey ones. So the best way for me to describe it is, let's just go ahead, open this up, put it together, and let you see what it looks like. Let's get started. All right, so first we're gonna open this up, see what we get inside. Alrighty, we got the tape all cut. I'll flip this over, and you get styrofoam. But behind the styrofoam, the first thing you're gonna see is the instruction manual. We're gonna need this for fully assembling this. If you need to see how to do it, they send you a QR code that takes you to a video on how to assemble. But you also get full detailed instructions. And it doesn't look like it's very complicated. So let's go ahead. We're gonna pull everything out of the box. And you can see I went with the white one. This looks like the door. Another piece. Now you can see that the way this is designed is it's all wooden framed, but the bars, they are metal bars in the center. Hardware bag. Alrighty, so that's everything in the box. Let's get the box out of the way. And now what I'm going to do is, to start assembling, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring the camera in a little bit closer so you can get a better view of how to actually put this together. Okay, so for step one, you're going to need board C. You're going to need part number 3, which is a magnetic latch. And then you're going to need 2 screws from bag number 1. Okay, so on door C, you're going to see these 2 little holes that are going to be technically the inside. And you're going to take your little magnetic latch and you're going to make sure the magnets are facing out. And you're going to attach them with a Phillips head screwdriver. Now most of the larger screws in here are all going to be an Allen head, and they do provide the wrench for that. But I did have to provide my own Phillips head screwdriver. And there you go, just like that. Step 1 is complete. Okay, so for step 2, you're going to need boards C, D, and A. C is the one that we just put the latch on. D is going to be just this small one here that's got the bars in it. And they will have stickers on them indicating which is which. And then this is going to be A, as you can see from the sticker right here. And it does note that the pre-drilled sides, the pre-drilled holes are to face to the inside. A will be like this. D is going to go across this side. And then C is going to be on this side, basically forming a nice portion of the crate. And you will attach these with 6 of the screws from bag 4. And these are the Allen head screws. So I'm going to turn this so you can see a little bit better. Now that you've seen kind of what it's going to look like, I'm limited on space here. You're going to have 3 pre-drilled holes, and you're just going to simply take your screw, insert it in the hole, and it will line up to the pre-drilled holes on this corresponding board. So let's go ahead and screw that in. Now I know it'll be very tempting to want to use like an electric drill on these type things. It's been my experience that patience is key. If you want to prevent from breaking or stripping, it's usually best just to take a little bit longer and do it by hand. And it's always very important to pay really close attention to the instruction as far as where pre-drilled holes go and which way things face, because you don't want to have to take it apart 3 or 4 times, especially when you get to the last piece to find out that something's not right. Okay, so we got those 3 tight. We're going to spin it around so you can see the other side, and then on this side as well. You can see all the pre-drilled holes, hopefully on the camera, and those are all going to go to the inside as well. So it's going to go like this. Smooth side, pre-drilled holes on the inside. And just like the other side, just get all your screws in there nice and tight. Okay, so for step 3, you can see we have the little location where some hinges are going to be here. We're going to flip this entire thing upside down. Be careful to support it. You don't want to crack any pieces that you just put together. And we're going to be putting on board E, like so, and this is the bottom. So you'll know which way to put this on because you'll have these little plastic feet, like right here, that will go to the ground. But before we can put that in place, you have 4 holes here and here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you must insert a wooden peg in each one of those holes. So we're going to do that first. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to need 8 of these screws right here from bag number 4. So now we have our screws. Now there is a little like door stop right here on this end. Make sure that goes towards the open end, okay? You don't want that to the back. The back's already finished. You're not going to have a door back here. So the door stop goes on the inside facing the open end. And what you'll do is just line the pegs up like so. Now all we got to do is put our 8 screws in. And it's all pre-drilled for your convenience. I like to just get all of them started because in my experiences, if you put the first one in, you tighten it down, you put the second one in and tighten it down, by the time you get to the 4th or 5th one, the holes aren't lining up anymore and you got to start breaking stuff loose. So it's always best when attaching these pieces to get all your screws in and started before you torque it down for the final time. And then we'll just take our Allen head here and tighten these up. Alright, so we got all those 8 screws in. What we're going to do now is go ahead and flip this over, keeping the doorway facing towards you. And we're going to move to step 4. Now step 4, we're going to find board F, which is this board right here. And it's going to go on the end right here. But it's got 2 larger holes in the middle. And that tells me that we need to put in these last 2 wooden pegs. Give it a little more strength. Doesn't seem to matter which side faces the front, as long as you have the 6 holes on the bottom so the larger holes can receive the pegs. And then you're going to need your final 4 big screws. And like on the other side, you want to get them started. And now that they're started, we're going to go ahead and tighten them down. And there you go. Step 4 is now complete. So now we're going to move to step 5, which is going to be installing hinges on the door. And the door is going to be labeled with a G. And you'll also know because they will have pre-drilled holes. So I'm going to put this right here, and we're going to go ahead and put these hinges on. What you're going to need for this are the hinges, of course. Bag number, what bag is bag number 2. Just need 2 hinges. And then you're going to need 6 screws from bag number 1. And these are Phillips heads, so you will need your Phillips head screwdriver. Okay, so when it comes to attaching these hinges to door G, you can see it has like a T shape on the hinge, and then you have this side that's a little 90 degree. A good indicator to know which way these hinges go down so you don't get them backwards is, inside the holes, there's going to be a little bitty bevel that the screw is going to recess into. And then you'll just take your little Phillips head screws and install your hinges. Now be careful, because it is wood, you don't want to over tighten or torque these and strip these holes out, because then your door is going to want to fall off. If by chance you do happen to strip one out, do not panic. You can simply just take a toothpick and stick it in the hole, snap it off, and then put your screw back in, and it should take care of you. Alrighty, step 5 is complete. So now we're going to go to step 6, and what we're going to do is, this is actually the top door, because there's a door on the top and a door on the front. So we need to attach this door. I'm going to spin this so you can see it. Okay, I'm not sure if how well you can see it, but you have pre-drilled holes back here for the hinges. They have holes in the top and holes in the front. And what you're going to do is, you're going to get bag number 1, these little small screws, and you're going to get 8 screws. Then you're going to need your Phillips head screwdriver. And what you're going to do is, you're going to hold this hinge in place. The hinge is going to overlap and go to the inside. If you have somebody available to help you hold this in place, I would recommend it. I don't, so bear with me. Never fear, once you get a couple screws in, it will be fine. And all you're going to do is insert these little short screws, as you did on the door, into the cage itself. And I recommend getting one on each end first, because once you get one screw on each side, on each hinge, you won't have to have help holding this anymore. And so now you can see how this is going to work, just like so. So let's go ahead, I'm going to go ahead and put the rest of the screws in, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so our hinges are installed on the upper door. Not too shabby, if I must say myself. Now for step 7, you're going to look for bag number 7. When you open this bag up, you're going to see what looks kind of like a wiper arm or a slider type arm. And what this actually is just a safety latch for the side of this kennel. So we're going to go ahead and put this in next. So you're going to need this piece, and then you're going to need 4 screws from bag number 1. We're going to have to open this door. If you can see, I'm going to turn this, get a little closer for you. Alright, so I don't know how well you can see it, but there's 2 pre-drilled holes on the back side here, and you have 2 pre-drilled holes on the inside here. The way this is going to go in is you basically can't do it backwards, because you have a little angled piece here on the top and it's just flat on the bottom. The angled 90-degree piece goes to the door, and the flat side goes to the bottom. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just start at the bottom. I'm going to put 1 screw in, get it started. While it's still loose, I'm going to put the 2nd screw in, get it started, and then go ahead and tighten these 2 screws up. And then we'll flip this up, and we'll get another screw ready. I like to stick the screw in the top hole of the hinge. I'll pull this forward and stick it in the top pre-drilled holes, and we'll just turn that in a couple twists so it doesn't pop out. And then we'll grab the 2nd one. We'll line it up with the pre-drilled hole, screw it in as well. And there you have it. Your little hinge is in, and that'll keep you from opening too far. And it also will prevent it from just slamming down on you or your pet while you're retrieving your pet. That's the end of step 7. Now for step 8, we're going to be putting the hardware on the front here. So you're going to go to bag 8, and you're going to need 2 pieces. You're going to need a catch like this, and you're going to need the little latch, because when these are installed, this will actually latch through so you can lock the kennel shut. And they're going to go right here on the front. So let's get those put in. Now inside bag 8, it will come with its own screws. They are Phillips head as well. The catch will go on the bottom, right here. And the latch is going to go on the top. And there you go. Now you'll be able to just swing this down and latch the door shut. Time to move on to step number 9. Alright, so for step 9, hang with me, we're almost done. This is the final piece that we're going to be adding. But what we have to do is we have to install all the hardware on the front door, which is going to entail the last 2 hinges from bag 2 and a little striker plate from bag number 9, screws from bag number 1. And we're going to install these hinges first, just like we did the ones on the other door. We've already been through these hinges once, so it shouldn't be much of an issue. But what's going to be different for this door than the other door is we're not installing the T side of the hinge. This side is going to go on the inside. It's the L-shaped side, or the 90-degree side, that we're going to be installing. And you can tell that because there's only 2 pre-drilled holes. And like I said before, there's a bevel on the outside of the hinge. You don't want the bevel to go against the wood. You want the little bevel in the hole to be on the outside facing up. And they're just going to go on like this. So let's get those put in. All right, our hinges are installed. We're going to spin the door around and pull out our little striker plate. It's just a little oval metal bar with a single hole in it, like this. And once again, it's got a little bevel for the screw, and that's so the screw will sit flush in there. So you want to make sure that bevel is facing up, and you'll just line it up with the edge of the door over the single pre-drilled hole and screw it in with screw from bag number 1. Alrighty, so that's going to be it for step number 9. Now we're going to go to step number 10, which is going to be installing this door. So let's get repositioned so you can see how that goes. Okay, so for step number 10, you have, and I stood the kennel up on edge. So the bottom's right here, this is the top, this is the back, and you can see there's 6 pre-drilled holes. That's where your hinges are going to go. So what you're going to do is take your door, and you can see the T-shaped hinges are hanging down with the beveled and the holes facing out, and we're just going to line this up. Now, like I said before, this step would be easier if you had somebody to help you, but I'm just going to get one screw in on each side, and then I'll be able to get them all in easily after that. Okay, there's one. And this is the front door of the kennel. Like I said, I just have it sitting on the back to make install of this hinge a little bit easier. And now I can just let this go and lean it back against the wall. And I just need to put 2 more screws in on each side to complete step 10. Okay, so step 10 is complete. What we're going to do is just let this door shut. And you heard the magnet click. So there is a magnet to hold this. But for step 11, all we have to do is we have to install 1 more latch. So let's go ahead and get that latch in. So you're going to need bag number 8. The way this is going to work is the catch is going to go on the outside, and that's the single piece with no moving parts. We'll get that screwed in, and then we'll have the actual latch itself. That's going to go on the door. And it's also held in by 2 screws going into 2 pre-drilled holes. And there you go. Now you can simply just rotate this latch down and it latches right in the door nice and cleanly. So I can tell you that about this kennel is everything is obviously lined up quite nicely because I had to make 0 adjustments on the hinges and 0 adjustments on the latches. It just all fell into place. So there's only one thing left to do. It's time for the grand reveal. Okay, and here is the finished product. As you can see, we have our little Princess Lilo in there. It's a very clean, nice design. Furpezoo logo on the front. You can use the solid side right here for storing your pet goods, or if you have it next to the couch, you can use it as an end table. And it's a nice, discreet way to integrate a nice looking dog kennel into your living room. It's not the black metal cages that rattle and shake and make all the different noises. And then, of course, as you can see, you have a door in the back so you can access from the top with the little safety latch right here to keep it from opening too wide or falling down. You have the nice clasp or latches to secure the kennel. And this side is wide open and the other side is solid. Of course, the solid side is to go against the wall or your sofa. But a very, very nice little doggy kennel. And Lilo, what do you think? You want me to let you out? All right, come on. There you go, Princess. What do you think? Do you like your bed? Huh? But this is the Furpezoo Wood Doggy Kennel. I hope this video helps, and thanks for watching.